What if I told you that Jesus left a code, a secret hidden between the lines of his words, capable of activating a dormant, sacred center within you? For centuries, this mystery went unnoticed, but now it is being rediscovered, and everything points to a small gland in the center of your brain, the pineal, known by many as the eye of God. This enigmatic point is linked to visions, enlightenment, and heightened states of consciousness. But what if Jesus already knew this? And more, what if he left clear instructions on how to awaken it? You're about to discover a spiritual practice inspired by the very words of Christ, a method that can silence the world around you, expand your mind, and reveal what lies beyond your five senses. In this video, we will explore the hidden secrets in the Gospels, uncover the true meaning of prayer, and show how silence, presence, and deep introspection can open the doors to your inner temple. And by the end, you will understand why this knowledge was hidden for so long, and why it is now resurfacing with such force. If you feel ready to see beyond the illusion, if you seek answers that religion and science have yet to provide, then stay with me until the end, and take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because here you don't just receive content, but spiritual keys to awaken who you truly are. Perhaps you've never paid much attention, but there is a small structure in the center of your brain, considered by many traditions to be the key to accessing invisible realities. This structure is the pineal gland, a pea-sized organ shaped like a pine cone, which has intrigued scientists and mystics for centuries. From a scientific perspective, the pineal produces melatonin, a hormone essential for sleep, biological rhythms, and the body's natural cycles. But what if I told you it might also regulate something far greater than sleep? Studies and reports suggest that the pineal gland plays a direct role in experiences like lucid dreaming, deep intuitions, altered states of consciousness, and mystical experiences. It is especially active in darkness and silence, which already gives us clues about its hidden power. But to understand the depth of this, we need to go beyond conventional science. Ancient civilizations already knew about this spiritual center. In Hinduism, it is represented by the Ajna chakra, the famous third eye. In Buddhism, it is seen as the point where enlightenment awakens, and in ancient Egypt we find the symbol of the Eye of Horus, which, when compared to anatomical cross-sections of the human brain, bears a striking resemblance to the pineal gland. These peoples had no modern technology, but through direct experience and inner wisdom, they knew that this gland was the bridge between the physical world and spiritual realms. The pineal is like an internal antenna. When unlocked and awakened, it picks up frequencies that the ordinary senses cannot perceive. This is why it is directly associated with intuition, inner vision, the expansion of consciousness, and connection with the divine. And here arises a crucial question. If we have a spiritual portal within us, why do most people not even know it exists? The answer lies in what comes next, because Jesus not only knew this secret, but also left clear clues on how to activate this center of spiritual power. Jesus did not speak openly in scientific terms, but his words carried spiritual keys so profound that only those who listen with an awakened heart can understand. One of his most enigmatic phrases says, "If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light." Matthew 6:22. At first glance, it seems like a simple metaphor, but when we look closer with the eyes of the Spirit, we realize he was referring to something far more powerful, the awakening of the single eye, the center of inner vision. In esoteric traditions, this single eye is the same as what the ancients called the third eye, not a physical eye, but a point of pure consciousness, capable of seeing beyond appearances, beyond matter, beyond illusion. An eye that perceives the truth behind form, the light behind darkness. Jesus said that the kingdom of God is not outside but within us. This was not just a figure of speech. He was pointing to a spiritual reality that can only be accessed when we silence the external world and dive within. And what is there inside? Silence, introspection, presence, connection. Jesus withdrew to the desert, distanced himself from the crowds, and entered deep states of prayer, not to escape the world, but to align with the whole. The desert, here, symbolizes the fertile, void, the inner space where we can finally hear the voice of God. It is in silence that the pineal gland awakens. It is in stillness that the light begins to shine from within. These practices of retreat, contemplation, and surrender are spiritual techniques that Jesus lived in practice. He knew that the human body is a temple, and that this temple has a sacred altar at the center of the brain, where the divine spark resides. When he said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God," he was speaking of those who purify their inner selves, thoughts, emotions, and intentions, so that the soul's vision may open. And when that vision opens, the whole body is filled with light. This is not poetry. It is a vibrational transformation. At this moment, science and spirituality meet. What was once seen as mystical is now recognized as real. Jesus gave us the map to awaken consciousness, and that map begins with the inner eye. Contrary to what many think, Jesus never taught a prayer based on supplication or desperation. He did not say, beg, plead, and wait for something to come from outside. On the contrary, Jesus spoke of alignment, of feeling as if it already is, of co-creating with the Father who dwells within. He said, "When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father in secret." Matthew 6:6. But this room is not a physical space. It is the inner place of consciousness. Closing the door means silencing the senses, disconnecting from the external world, and turning completely inward. It is in this state that the pineal, the sanctuary of spiritual perception, begins to activate. When the physical eyes close, the single eye begins to see. Jesus knew this. He fasted, but not just from food. He practiced sensory fasting, withdrawing from noise, touch, and distractions to purify the energy field, cleanse the temple, and in absolute silence find the divine. This technique of full presence and deep attention was his way of praying. A vibrational prayer that does not beg, but connects. Instead of asking, he taught to feel the desired reality as if it already existed. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. This believing you have received is an elevated state of consciousness, possible only when the ego quiets and the soul takes charge. Many do not realize, but hidden in the Gospels are codes for profound meditative practices. Expressions like watch and pray, the kingdom is within you. He who has ears, let him hear, point to the need to awaken an inner listening, to access a reality that cannot be seen with the body's eyes, but with the eyes of the Spirit. Jesus did not found a religion. He revealed a path of inner transformation, of expanding consciousness, and of union with the Source. And this path begins with inner silence. It is in silence that true prayer happens. It is in silence that the pineal illuminates. It is in silence that reality aligns with the vibration of the awakened being. I need to share something that completely transformed my life. It didn't happen overnight, but it began when I decided to truly apply what Jesus taught, not as a religion, but as a profound spiritual practice. I started to silence myself, to withdraw, to enter that secret room he spoke of. And the truth is, the more I did this, the more I felt a living presence within me. It wasn't something coming from outside. It was as if I was remembering who I am, as if a part of me, long dormant, was beginning to awaken. And then something incredible started to happen. My dreams became more vivid. My intuition grew sharper. And above all, I began to feel such strong clarity in decisions, signs, and connections with people that it felt like I was seeing with an eye I didn't even know I had. It was when I dove into studies about the pineal gland that everything made sense. Today, many scientists are researching the effects of deep meditation, conscious breathing, and silence on the brain. And the findings point to the same place the ancient masters always knew. The pineal is a bridge between worlds. Neuroscience. Studies show that in altered states of consciousness, such as those generated by deep prayer or intense meditation, there is a significant increase in activity in the region where the pineal is located. Some researchers call this the center of mystical experience. Others say it is where we access subtler dimensions of existence. And the most beautiful thing about it all? I realized it wasn't just me. Many people around me, when they began to practice this withdrawal, this deep feeling, reported similar transformations. People who broke free from addictions, healed traumas, and rediscovered purpose. Ordinary people, like you and me, accessing a power that was always within. And then I understood. We are living a collective awakening. This knowledge, which for centuries was guarded in temples, hidden in parables, and protected in secret manuscripts, is now coming to light because the time has come. Humanity is ready, and you are hearing this now for a reason. Something within you is awakening, and it all begins with a simple act. Stop, breathe, listen to the silence, and remember that the kingdom of God is not outside. It is within. Everything we've discussed here today points to a truth that has resonated for millennia. Jesus did not speak only to be understood with the mind, but to awaken the heart. He left clues, keys, spiritual maps hidden in his words. And now it is up to us to follow them. Without haste, without fear, but with an open heart. The pineal is more than a gland, it is a door, and you carry that door within you. You have a sacred temple that needs no walls, a living altar that can be activated by silence, presence, and the faith you feel, even without seeing. The world is awakening, and your awakening contributes to the awakening of all humanity. If this message touched something within you, if a part of you felt like it was remembering something you've always known, then like this video, share your experience, question, or intuition in the comments, and above all, share it with those you love, with those who need to awaken, with those who are ready. Because what is happening now is bigger than it seems, and you are a part of it.